Hi all, welcome to Circuits and Networks class. In this video, we are going to discuss a problem related to superposition theorem. Let's go through the problem. Find the current through the J3 ohm reactance in the network using superposition theorem. Where is the J3 ohm reactance in this circuit? You can see that it is present at the bottom over here. Now, how do you solve problems using superposition theorem? In order to solve the problem, you will consider the independent sources individually, and accordingly there will be as many cases as there are independent number of sources. Now, in this particular circuit you have two independent sources and therefore you will be having two cases. Okay. Now, so we can first consider the 5∠3 voltage source. And when you are considering a particular source, what will you do to the remaining sources? You will replace it with its particular internal resistances. If it is a voltage source, it will be short circuited, and if it is a current source, it will be open circuited. So let's move on to the case 1. In case 1, we will be considering the 5∠30 volt only, and as mentioned before, we have shorted the voltage source which is present, which was present on the right side. Now, we can just look at the figure. We need to find out the current passing through the 3J ohm reactance. Okay, and now we are just going to consider a direction. You can see that if you are having a voltage source over here, you can take this particular direction as the positive direction. Okay, now if you are looking at the circuit, you can see that when you short circuited the voltage source, the short circuit has come parallel to the 5J ohm reactance. What does this mean? If a short circuit comes in parallel with any particular element, you have to find out the equivalent impedance. So, what is the equivalent impedance of a parallel combination? Z equivalent will be equal to Z1 Z2 divided by Z1 plus Z2. Over here, let us consider Z1 as the 5J and Z2 as 0. Okay, Z1 is 5J and Z2 is 0. So, if you are going to find the equivalent impedance of this particular region, you will get Z1 Z2 divided by Z1 plus Z2. There is a multiplication term, hence the value is 0. What does zero impedance mean? Zero impedance means that it is a short circuit. So you can replace this parallel combination with a short circuit. So that is what has been done by redrawing the circuit at the bottom. You can see that the 5J ohm reactance and the short circuit in parallel has been drawn by the equivalent short circuit. So please note that whenever a short circuit is coming in parallel with any element, the resultant is that the element gets short circuited. And we have redrawn the figure over here. Now, you can again just look at the circuit more clearly. You can see that this voltage source is in parallel with the -2J ohm reactance, and it is also parallel with the combination of -5J ohm and 3J ohm reactance. Okay, so the voltage source is in parallel with the -2J ohm capacitive reactance, and it is in parallel with the combination of -5J and 3J ohms. Okay, so what does the meaning parallel indicate? If any of the elements are parallel, it indicates that the voltage across all those particular parallel elements will be same. So that means 5∠30 will be the voltage across the particular capacitive impedance, as well as the same voltage will be present across the combination of these impedances or reactances. I hope it is clear. If you are already clear that if you have parallel elements, the voltage across the parallel elements will be same. Now, you can just look at the circuit over here. You can see that there are three parallel branches. You have 5∠30 volt, you have the -2J reactance, and a combination. I am again telling the term combination. Okay, -5J and 3J together is parallel with the -2J and the voltage source. So, what does that indicate? the voltage across this particular element, you can consider it as a single unit. The voltage across this particular element is equal to 5 angle 30. And if you want to find the current through this particular branch, if you want to find the current through this particular branch, you just simply have to give voltage divided by the reactance. So you will get the current I dash. So I dash is equal to voltage divided by the impedance, that is 5 angle 30 divided by the impedance. And what is the impedance? The impedance is the combination of these reactances. Okay, so that is what has been written over here, 5 angle 30 divided by minus 5j plus 3j. And on solving, you will get a particular current. So now you have got the value of I dash. Now we can find out, we can solve for the case 2. If you're moving on to the case 2, you can see over here, it's a similar case. You're going to consider the other voltage source. And when you're considering the voltage source 10 angle 60, you will be short circuiting the other voltage source. Again, you can see over here that there is a parallel combination of a short circuit and a capacitor. So what does this indicate? We have already seen that if a short circuit is in parallel with any particular element, the resultant will be a short circuit. So you can replace this particular portion with a short circuit. Okay. Now, you can apply the same concept as case 1. You have 3 parallel branches, right? I have redrawn the circuit. You have 3 parallel branches. You have the voltage source. It is in parallel with the 5j impedance and it is in parallel with the combination of the structure, that is minus 5j and 3j. So again, if you want to find the current I double dash, you simply have to take voltage divided by the reactance or impedance. So what is the voltage? 10 angle 60 divided by the impedance, that is minus 5j plus 3j. If you want to find the current through this particular through this particular branch, that is the 5j ohm reactance, how will you find the current through the 5j ohm reactance? Simply you take the voltage divided by the impedance. What is the voltage? 10 angle 60 divided by 5j. But it is not required that we have to find it. It was simply in order to avoid any confusions that I mentioned. If there are elements in parallel, the voltage across each of the parallel elements will be the same. And we are using that concept over here to find out the current I double dash. Now, you might have solved this and you would have got an answer 5 angle 150 amperes. Now, you can just look at the direction of the current. The direction of the current is in this direction. Look at the 3j ohm reactance. The current is flowing. You can see over here the current is flowing. In the 3j ohm reactance, it is flowing from left to right. What was the direction of the current in case 1? The direction of the current in case 1. You can see that when you're looking at the 3j ohm reactance, it was from right to the left. Right? It was from right to left. So there is a change in the direction of the current. So what we are going to do, we will always take the case 1 as our reference case. So case 2, you will give a negative value for the current. So that is why after getting the value 5 angle 150 amperes, I have given a negative sign over here. Okay, so that is the reason I have given a negative sign over here. Now, you only have a last step to do. What is the last step? The last step is to find out the current through the 3j ohm reactance. You have to add the currents obtained in both the cases. You add the currents and you will get the final answer. So I hope this problem was clear to all of you. Thank you everyone.